Hello, my loves. So for today's practice, blocks or pillows are required. So we're going to go ahead and get started in a heart opener with Supta Baddha Konasana legs, if that feels comfortable to you. So you'll place the block between your shoulder blades, and then another block or pillow under your head. Let your arms fall to the side. And if you can, come into Supta Baddha Konasana legs. So soles of the feet touching together. And let your breath settle here. You can begin to bring the arms overhead for a deeper opening. We're playing with their distance, right? To a T, overhead, down low. Notice if anywhere feels sticky or stuck. And that's where you stay. And let your breath open up with you. It's symbiotic. As the body relaxes, the breath slows. As the breath slows, the body relaxes. Taking the time to land here and now. Let go of any misconceptions you have about what's possible in your body. So many times we decide, oh, my shoulders are tight, I can't take my arms overhead. Or this is too much, the opening is too much, I can't take it. Maybe if we just settled, something new would be available to us. As you're ready, you'll slowly lift your chest up and roll to a fetal position on either side. So you can just ignore your blocks behind you. One more deep breath. And then lay on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the ground, and take your arms to a T. We're going to move into some arm stretches that might be a little different than you're used to. So take one breath, and then inhale, left arm up and over, try to touch your right hand and come back. And then right hand towards your left and back. So the long-term goal is to leave the shoulder on the floor as long as possible and then meet your hands. Obviously, you can see with my back being so tight that I'm really only touching about my elbow. So you do what you can do. It's just a different way to rotate from the rib cage. It's harder to cheat. And just keep going back and forth. I learned this, I think, from Alexis, and I really liked it. Coming back to center. Pausing here. Letting your back settle. We're going to move into some hip rotation. So you're going to pick your right knee up, almost like in a half happy baby, and just start rolling your knee in and then out, right? So you'll take a couple one way and a couple another. And then switch sides. Just a different kind of hip rotation. Sometimes we do this on all fours. Keeping your feet touching 3 times, open and close your knees like a book. Moving with your breath, recognizing based on your range of motion that might not work. All the way open or all the way closed. When you've done 3, bring the soles of your feet to the ground and just take a couple of rocks where you're pressing through your heels and letting your pelvis kind of rock back and forth. Pick up your legs into like a happy baby and zombie arms. Low back press onto the floor. Right arm and right leg extend out and come back. Left arm and leg out and come back. Pressing your lower back down the entire time. Now, opposite arm and leg. Opposite arm and leg. Pause. Same arm and leg. Other same arm and leg. Pause. Opposite. Opposite. Pause. Opposite. Opposite. Pause. Low back pressing into the ground, hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you take some knee rocks, one direction, and then the other, just letting the low back press into the ground. Kind of a unique way to do a crunch, right? It's not about your neck and your shoulders activating, but truly your lower abdomen. Pulling your knees further in, 3 spinal rocks. Forward and backward, forward and backward. I apparently took 5, so you do you. And cross over, coming onto all fours. Make sure your blocks are handy. On your all fours, you know the drill. We typically do this. Cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Cow pose, press your belly down, look up, smile across the collarbones. And then cat pose, pull everything in, pit of the belly, up and in. One more round. Come to a neutral spine. And then begin to take a variation where you bend your elbows like you're coming into a push-up to get into your cat and cow. So it's a little bit more fluid. Maybe you rock forward on your knees to help accommodate the bend in your elbows. Just taking a fluid approach to this part of our asana. Moving like water. Inhale, right arm up. So you're twisting towards the ceiling, cactus your arm, and flow in elbow to elbow. Inhale up, exhale elbow to elbow. Inhale up, exhale elbow to elbow. Straighten your arm, thread the needle through. You'll drop your right shoulder, right cheek to the ground. then you pick the variation with your left arm. You can keep your hand pressing into the ground, or you can take the variation I am, where your left leg comes out long, and then you take your left arm and you wrap it behind your back. So just a unique variation on Thread the Needle. Play with it, try it on. Untwist your arm, bring your leg back. Inhale, your right arm comes back up before you reset. You're on all fours, take a cow and a cat. Come to neutral. Inhale, left arm up, your chest rotates to the ceiling. Cactus your arm. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Open. Close. So we're really getting into the side body here. Opening up, closing. Inhale, straighten your arm. Thread the needle through. Left arm is on the ground. Left cheek. If you'd like to take the variation, extend your right leg, lift your right arm up, wrap it behind your back. Allow your breath to help your body relax into whichever variation you've chosen. Release your right arm, bring your right leg back, untwist left arm to the ceiling, back to tabletop, and cow-cat. Your spine should feel nice and supple by now. Place your elbows on the floor at a number 11 for dolphin pose. Pop up onto your toes, hips high. Pardon me, I have a clothing malfunction. Anyways, from your dolphin, walk your legs back to a dolphin forearm plank. You've got this. Stay in your breath. And then step back up to dolphin. And then stepping back to forearm plank. Stay strong. And then shift through, drop your belly, lift your heart for Sphinx pose. So your elbows are still at a number 11. Elbows under shoulders if you can. And then tap your forehead down. Bring your arms by your side. And we'll take locust pose. So you're gonna lift your shoulders and your feet. A little higher, you've got it. And then release, drop everything back down in a belly savasana. Rise back up. Just let your arms fly like Superman for now. And back down. Now bring your locust wings back. So you're going to bring your hands to your hips and then lift up. Squeezing your shoulder blades together behind you, elbows lifting to the ceiling. And release. Take a full breath here. Make your way to downward facing dog. Good work. It should feel a little open just because we already took dolphin, but go ahead and pedal out and do what you need to do to welcome this pose in your body. I've been trying to do this thing where I rock side to side on my feet. It's just a different opening. It gets into my IT band. So you try it too. See how you feel. Maybe it's not for you today. Come back to center. Tailbone high. Look between your fingers. And step, little baby steps, feet to hands. Halfway lift. And bow forward into a ragdoll. Yogi's choice if you want to grab elbows or just let the arms hang. But give yourself a little sway side to side. Notice anywhere that feels sticky or stuck, and that is where you send your breath. Take any other movements that you might find nourishing in this ragdoll. Also a good inversion here, right, to help with our allergies. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold back down. Halfway lift. Step back, high push-up. Lower down, belly to the ground. Tent your fingertips a little bit further out from your mat and drop right shoulder or left shoulder down. Look over the opposite shoulder. Inhale, lift your torso up. Exhale, twist your shoulder to the ground. Inhale, back up. Replant your hands, downward facing dog. Look at your hands, step or jump, halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold back down. Halfway lift. Take your chaturanga, whatever that looks like. Upward facing or cobra. Downward facing, pause here. Take a couple breaths. Look at your hands, feet to hands, halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, rise up to Tadasana, arms overhead. Exhale, bow back down. Halfway lift, flat back. Step or jump, high push-up. Chaturanga. Upward facing or cobra. Bend your knees. See if you can touch your toes to your forehead. Unbend. Drop your forehead to the mat and then lift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, scorpion tail. Take some knee circles here. Doing both directions. Straighten your leg, come back to your three-legged dog, step through, low lunge. Excuse me. Left knee's on the ground. My goodness, left knee on the ground. Inhaling your arms up if you can. Grab your elbows and lean to the right. Stay in your breath, deep side body opening. Come back to center. And set up for half split. So you're straightening your front leg and bowing over it, bent into the left knee. And then take some dynamic stretches, coming back into your lunge, taking a cow back, and then shifting back into your half splits, taking more of a cat back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go back. Beautiful, yeah. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, half Hanumasana. Beautiful. Lifting your torso up. Grab your blocks if you'd like. You're going to twist over the outside of your right foot. So both hands will come to the outside of your right foot. Untwist. Coming into a low lunge, pop your left knee off the ground, up to crescent. And I think my hands are cut out in this video, but keep yours active. You can see my shadow on the wall. There are my active hands. Open to warrior 2. Working to feel in your body. If your arms are level, if you're pressing through the outside blade of your back foot. Inhale both arms up to star pose. So both toes will face the outer edges of your mat. Grab your wrist. So you're going to take your left wrist with your right hand and back to center. Other side. So we do this sometimes in our Tadasana, and now we're just doing it with wide legs. Both toes face the side edge of your mat for a wide-legged forward fold. Just like your other forward folds, weight of the body more in the toes than the heels. And play with this. Maybe you bring your hand to the ground and twist your torso up. We've really done a lot of upper body twists. Might as well keep up with it. Or not. You can grab opposite ankles. Yogi's choice. Just make sure you do both sides of whatever you do. Let your torso hang heavy. And then walk your hands back to the top of your mat, bending into your right knee for an easy twist. Left hand down, right hand up. Side plank. You got it. Just stack your right foot on top of your left. So easy. You saw me fall. So easy. One more breath. Downward facing dog. So you have a small idea of where we're headed now. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg up, bend your, left leg up, bend your knees, stack your hip in a scorpion tail. Circle your knee one way and then the other. Just getting into all those joints today. Step through, low lunge. Right knee drops to the ground. Inhale your torso up, arms overhead, grabbing your elbows, just like we did on the other side. Inhale and lean to the left. So the right side body is getting a stretch. And I think sometimes by grabbing our elbows, we're really getting into the shoulder area. Release, coming into half Hanumasana. Flex your left foot. No little dead fish feet. Working into that dynamic movement. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. You know, I miss teaching you guys live because I could tell if you knew what I was talking about, and then I could just like regale you with stories. Inhale forward. But without my being able to see you, I feel much more called to try to be more clear with the pose calling, and then I don't have time for my crazy stories. Inhale back up. Create an up dog in your chest, and then exhale back, half Hanumasana. Folding over, taking your hands to the outside of your left leg. I like to have my hands on a block here, but I have a tight IT band. Come back to center, popping up off your right knee, crescent lunge. Inhale your arms overhead, grabbing your elbows, lean to the left. I don't remember if I did this on the other side. but you're going to be okay. Come back to center, warrior two. Pause here. Star pose. Toes turn to the outer edges of your mat. Inhale, rise up. Goddess pose. Inhale, rise up. Squat down, goddess pose. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squat. You can see I'm kind of flying my arms here. Inhaling my arms up overhead as my legs straighten. Exhaling, hands through heart center as my knees bend. Pause in the bend. Really work your lower belly up and in, knees pulling behind you. So really this goddess pose is frog pose. All right, come on out of it. Wide-legged forward fold. So when we think about our frog pose, we're in that same variation, just laying on our belly. So same thing as the other wide-legged forward fold, this is yours. Take any variation that your body is asking for. Becoming your own guru. Learning to listen to the wisdom of your body. That's really what yoga is about. Coming to the top of your mat, you're going to take your easy twist into side plank. You've got it. Downward facing dog. Take a cleansing breath here. Inhale, right leg up, step through, crescent lunge. Take an open twist and then tilt. So you're gonna lift your left arm, lift your right arm up, left arm will go to your back leg. Back to crescent. Stepping into an assisted L pose. So that's kind of like standing split. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Hands are on a block here. Knee to nose. Lengthen. Knee to nose. Lengthen. Step your feet together. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up to standing arms, come overhead, bringing your hands to your hips or heart center. Single leg raise, left knee lifts up. Cross your left ankle over your right knee and take a chair pose in a figure four. Working into your balance, come back into your single leg raise, drop your leg behind you, crescent lunge. You got it. Open to warrior two. Beautiful. Yeah. Reverse your warrior. Reach up and back. Straighten your leg, actually. Let's do reverse triangle. Extended side angle, so you're going to bend into your right knee. Arms are at a T. One arm down, one arm up. Spiral your heart to the ceiling. Maybe you put your hand on a block. Yogi's choice. Now reach your arm overhead, so there's one straight line from your foot to your hand. And then rotate through, coming into your easy twist. And from your easy twist, step your feet together, side plank. Stay in it, you got it. Downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Other side. Inhale, left leg up, step through, crescent lunge. Taking a twist, so right arm back, left arm forward, and then your exalted crescent. So right hand reaches for your left thigh or glute, left arm comes up overhead. Stay in your breath. Come back to your crescent. With control, warrior. Oh, no, sorry, wrong thing. We're going to take your assisted L. So hands to a block, and then bring right knee into nose. Exhale it out. So it's kind of like an airplane pose, but your hands are on the ground. Knee to nose, and back. Knee to nose. Exhale out. Pause here. Stepping your right foot to meet your left, halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Bringing your hands to your hips yet again, set your feet. Inhale your right leg up for standing leg raise. And then cross right ankle to left knee for chair pose with figure 4 legs. Play with the depth here. If you have really tight hips, this could be a really difficult pose for you. Back to standing leg raise. Shoot it back, crescent lunge. Warrior 2. Reverse triangle. Straighten your front knee. Hinge your torso away from your hips. Extended side angle. Bend your left knee, left arm down, right arm up. Working to spiral your heart towards the ceiling. Bringing your arm straight overhead, so straight line from your foot to your hand before coming to your twist. So right hand down, left hand up for your easy twist, stepping immediately then into side plank. And let yourself wibble and wobble. Makes me think of Weebles. They wiggle and they wobble and they don't fall down, or something like that. Downward facing dog. You're welcome. Stay in your breath. I gotta tell y'all, I miss having music for Savasana. Anyways, inhale, right leg up, scorpion tail. Pause here. And then come back through your 3-legged dog, stepping through crescent lunge. Lift your torso, come to your twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Taking that exalted crescent. So take your right arm wherever you can, left arm overhead. The goal here is to create like a crossbody twist. Back to your crescent. Coming to your assisted L. Left leg flies up into airplane legs. Working to create a straight line in your body. From your heel to the crown of your head. And then open up, half moon. You're going to stack your left hip on top of your right. Last thing is to lift your arm up. Yeah, anyways, so now we're stuck with this terrible, it's not terrible, but the calming music. Land in Warrior 2. Stay in your breath. Reverse triangle. We've already been here, straightening your right knee, reaching your torso away, and then hinging back down, extended side angle. Roll through, coming into your easy twist before taking a variation here of side plank. Challenge yourself. Maybe you take tree pose legs, maybe you lift your top leg up, I don't know. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, scorpion tail, bend your knees, stack your hips. So yes, I'm stuck with this copyright-free music for now. I'm gonna need a few more Patreons to pay for some music. Coming through your three-legged dog, stepping into your crescent lunge. Taking your twist, right arm forward, left arm back. Exalted crescent. Left arm reaches for right side body, right arm reaches up and away. Back through your crescent, assisted L. Right leg up. Flexing through your foot, creating tension in the quads so you can come into half moon. Staying really active here. Working to come into a perfect 90-degree angle. And then land, warrior two. Settle for a moment. And then make your way, reverse triangle. Extended side angle. Pausing here before rotating into your easy twist. And then stepping back, side plank, take a variation here. Try to match what you did on the other side. Not required, but try it. Downward facing dog. So in that wiggling, right, that's where our muscles are born. It's where they start firing and activating. So be proud of that kind of wobbly feeling. Inhale, right leg up. Stepping through crescent lunge. Taking a twist, right arm back. Exalted crescent. You've already been here once. Back through your crescent. Open star pose. Pause. Wide-legged forward fold. Turn your toes to the long edge of your mat. Pardon me. Any variation you'd like here. Maybe you wiggle your hips side to side. Maybe you bend into your knees. If you'd like to take an inversion. One more breath. Inhale, rise up. Warrior two. Reverse triangle. Right arm reaches up and over. Extended side angle. Bend your right knee. Left arm up. Easy twist. Left arm down. Vashisthasana, side plank. Work to see, maybe you grab your big toe or the outside blade of your foot and you extend your leg in front of you. Down dog. All right, we're just trying things on here. Inhale, left leg up. Step through crescent lunge. Take your twist, right arm back, left arm forward. Exalted crescent. So your left arm reaches for your right glute or thigh. Back to your crescent, star pose. Take a variation here of goddess, whatever you'd like. Take a reverse arm bind of your choice and then come back into your goddess. So we're still opening up across the chest. Maybe you take some goddess squats, straightening and then squatting. A few more times. Really dialing in to pressing the palms together if possible. Release, warrior two. Reverse triangle. Extended side angle. Left hand down, right hand up. Easy twist, right hand down, left hand up. Rotation from the rib cage. And then stepping into side plank, Vashisthasana. Same thing as the other side. Grab your foot, see if you can extend your leg out in front of you. Long-term goal is to stack that straight leg back over your hip. Downward facing dog. Come onto your knees, take a child's pose. That was a good flow. And just settle here for a couple of breaths. And come from a place of inquiry in your body. How do you feel this far into your practice? Right, my hope is to make you your own guru. I'm no Tony Robbins, right? I'm not going to keep dangling a carrot telling you what the truth is, that I somehow know your truth. You know your truth. Anyways, pressing into a tabletop. We're going to take wild things. So down dog. Right leg up, bend your knee, stack your hip, flip over. And then you can straighten your left leg, making more of a wild thing. So it's like flip dog into wild thing. And then come back to your three-legged dog. Reset. Left leg up, bend your knee, stack your hips, flip it on over. Straighten your right leg this time for a wild thing. Or you can stay in flip dog where both feet are facing the back and both knees are bent. Yogi's choice. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Drop onto your knees, another child's pose. Let that wash away. All that you did before this moment is over. Pressing into all fours, coming into a rabbit pose, or I think some people call it pebble pose. So your arms come behind you, palms are face up, crown of the head to the ground. You're tucked into a tiny little ball here. Allowing the scapula to soften. If you're not used to this kind of compression, you might feel maybe some cramping in your diaphragm. Just breathe into that. All right, coming up onto your knees, we're going to take some camel variations. Tuck your toes. Inhale, right arm up. Reach for your heel. Your left arm just stays kind of hanging at your hip. And then bring up left side now. So reaching with your left arm to your left heel. You might notice here each side is different. Coming back up. Taking a pause. Both arms up overhead. Reaching for your low back camel pose. Sometimes we kind of cheat, right? Like one side versus the other does more of the work. So doing these one arm ones beforehand to help us be aware of that. Rise back up. Untuck your toes, taking a hero pose. So you're going to drop your hips between your heels. If a full variation of reclined hero is in your practice, you may take that now. If not, you can do like I am, and you're just going to place your hands on the ground and keep stretching through the chest and the heart. So hero pose is a full front body opening from the quads all the way up into the shoulders. Stay in your breath. Keep your chin tucked. We don't want to just let the neck hang. Use your core. Lift up out of this pose. Make your way onto your back. Take your blocks with you. We just never know what I'm going to do. Knees bent. Arms by your side. Pause here. Walk your feet to the outside edges of your mat and let your knees drop inward. For some people, this is really accessible. For me, this is a deep stretch. So your feet are further out and your knees are knocking together. Exhale. And bring your feet a little bit closer together, taking your knees more upright instead of inward. And just kind of rock your knees side to side here, letting the low back settle. And then as you're rocking side to side, just let your knees fall to the left. So just a supine variation here. Nothing to force. You determine where you want to look. If you want to keep your gaze towards the ceiling, if you want to look away from your knees. I'm taking the pose a little bit deeper here by placing my left foot on my right knee. Working your knees back up, kind of rock side to side, and then let your knees drop to the right. So just like the other side, figure out which direction your neck wants to be. And then also if you'd like to place your right ankle on your left knee to create a little bit of a deeper opening. Allow your breath to help you settle. You have nothing else to do but be present here. Gently make your way back to
untwist.
center. Take one breath. And then lift your feet up, keep your knees bent, twist to the left for a supine twist. Again, yogi's choice on where to turn your head or if to turn your head. You can use your left hand to gently pull your knees closer to the ground or put a block between your knees. This pose welcomes deep rest. One more big full inhale and exhale. And then inhale your knees back to center. Exhale, drop to the other side. Same thing as before, you can take your right hand and gently pull your knees closer to the ground if that serves you. Really work on deep belly breathing in this posture. It's the best way to kind of massage the organs in this twist and dig a little deeper into your back. One more full breath as you make your way back to center. Let the spine settle for a moment. Grab your block and we will take legs up the wall. So the block goes on the low back, so that way when you pick your legs up, it's supporting your sacrum. If you want to move towards a wall, you can, but this pose is still restful even without a wall. And that reverse of blood flow may result in your feet kind of tingling or maybe going numb, and that's just fine. Keep a micro bend in the back of your knees. And then slowly bending one knee at a time. Bring your feet back to the ground. Press through your heels to lift your hips and remove your block. And finally, Savasana. Extend your legs out. And your only task here is active rest. Resisting the urge to focus on your thoughts. Resisting the urge to wiggle. Allowing your soul and your body to both exist. Bring awareness back into your body, making your way to a fetal position. Taking a cleansing breath. Take a moment of gratitude for all that your body did for you in this last hour. We are truly blessed to get to have our bodies. Keep your eyes closed and gently make your way up to a seated position, however you're comfortable. Letting the benefits of your asana soak into your cells. Sitting up tall, bring your hands to heart center. It is always my privilege to share my love of yoga with you. Namaste. Please enjoy your day. And if you're happy with your content here, share with your friends. Thanks.